Wow, everybody. Welcome to No News is News. I am Alex R. Wagner, your host. Episode 99 of The News, not being the news. The news isn't the news. The news is more than the news. There is no news, so we here make fun of the news. Last night's South Park episode gave me quite a culture shock because I needed like a shock back. I needed like a response that was like, hey, I'm aware of all the divisiveness and we're going to make fun of everybody and there's a central sane America still left. But instead that episode kind of made me realize that ever since Charlie Kirk's assassination, we're in the death of the internet. I feel like this is the death of the internet. I don't think that there's another way to put it other than that, because people will say whatever they need to say to gain the retention of the algorithm, and we will watch it and we will rage bait ourselves into non-existence. Everything is just it's everywhere. Even South Park, it was like Judaism, Palestine, Middle East, betting odds, fucking this, that. It's just like, and there nothing's like Planned Parenthood, Plan B, FCC, silence, Donald Trump Jr. It's just, it's TikTok brain. The whole fucking thing is TikTok brain. Our lives have become TikTok brain, and it's not necessarily just TikTok's fault. Somebody in tech once said this on a podcast or something, and it made me understand everything fundamentally with creation since then. Everything we make in advance, especially when it comes to technology, is the same as how a computer advances. You have ones and zeros. That's it. 1 1 1 1 0. 1 1 1 1 0. 1 1 1 1 0. And everyone gets their computer and 1 1 1 0. And then somebody comes out and goes 1 1 1 0. 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0. 1 1 1 0 1 0 1. And now the cadence and the rhythm of your industry, of your business, need to change. And I've discussed on this show before the change with free speech or censorship, where basically Mark Zuckerberg just followed the Twitter lead with advertisers and is like, oh, we'll just do community notes. And how that's kind of shifted or changed the video landscape when it comes to the Instagram algorithm, which is why I feed that at the end of my show every night, because it's like a completely open, no holds bar free speech algorithm now, because the reels are only getting pulled down through community notes. And so essentially nothing's getting deleted. Where TikTok, we all know, say the wrong thing, move the wrong way, be the wrong thing, and you are removed. I've had more censorship on TikTok than anything I've ever been a part of. And YouTube, I've been a partner for 15 years, so it's kind of tough to understand. But most of the problem with YouTube is either with medical misinformation, which is starting to lean a little bit left, and then you also have a lot of the content ID shit. But that's just because YouTube was first, and YouTube's always going to have to deal with that. But everything else, let's see here. Dude, can you stop? You're bugging the fuck out of me. Go away. God. It's like the most needy dog in America, and he just can't fucking stop. I know you love me, and I love you too, but we need to fucking have 5 inches away from each other right now. Thank you. With community notes, with the algorithms for these video apps, that's what's happened there. But also just the formula of TikTok, you know, the instantaneousness. If you've ever watched like a Joe Rogan, Mr. Beast commentary on like how CTR works or SEO or any of these like baity, like, oh my God, make sure that everything like in the first 5 seconds, your video is the most first 5 seconds. And then you think like, oh, well, maybe we'll slow down. Maybe we'll come into a more authentic version of ourselves. There are things like Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. There are just like lol stuff, but no, it's the algorithm of the TikTok, of the Instagrams feed the conversation that everyone else is having regardless. So for 2 weeks, most people just took a fucking beat. But now we're back at it like a bunch of schizophrenic, mentally retarded human beings thinking that, I don't know, we didn't all see a man get shot in his neck. Like, it's been like 2.5 weeks. This is insane. It's insane. We're like at this perspective now where it's like we're sitting here fucking debating like, oh, like, is the government gonna shut down? Oh, what's South Park gonna say next? Oh, look at their Donald Trump Jr. Jimmy Kimmel's being censored by the FCC. They pulled Colbert off there. We are like 15 days out from that moment. And I'm starting to realize now that, like, Joe Rogan said it a few times on his podcast. Other people have said it along the way since 9/11, but everybody's been like, we need a new unifier. If we just had a unifier as a country, but this was the unifier. And everyone fucked it up. Everyone fucked it up. And so now we're stuck in the aftermath of it. And every other day on YouTube, I see some journalist going to a different country and pointing out that Muslims are now living there. Oh no, Muslims are now living here. Like, it's so ridiculous. But at the same time, it's like, you got to be aware. Almost every one of my neighbors is Indian or of Indian descent. But it doesn't, I'm not here to like fight. What the fuck's the culture I'm fighting for? The Wiener Schnitzel is still right there on the corner next to the McDonald's and the Taco Bell and the 7-Eleven. America is still here. Is it across from a soccer stadium? Yeah. So, you know, can't win them all. Can't win them all. But, you know, what is going on? Okay, don't fucking talk to me. My Furbo's talking to me, saying okay, like I'm asking it something. Why is my Furbo ever saying okay? Shouldn't be saying okay. Doesn't talk to you. Furbos don't talk to you. You've been like, you're compromised. I've found out. You're listening. You said okay. What did it say okay to? Can't even think of what it was saying okay to. But that was just the reality of the situation, wasn't it? And here we are now. But yeah. The government shutting down. What will South Park say next? TikTok brain. Just bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, did you see that latest Candace Owens video? Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, you watching college football? How about some DraftKings? Bloop, 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 bloop. Israel, Palestine, Nick Fuentes, he's on top. He's the new Charlie. Bloop, 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 bloop. The best part of my week this week was when I finally, and it's hard because I thought it was going to be a political movie. I was like, oh, there's children. It's a horror movie. It's called Weapons. And then I found out the guy that created Whitest Kid You Know directed and wrote this thing. So I go, you know what? I'll try it. I'll try out Weapons. And it was the most enjoyable experience of probably the last 5 years. And it duped me. It duped me with a metaphor that it left at the front fucking door. And I kind of love that too. It's like, oh, well, the kids disappeared in their class. weapons, we call it. The end. Like, draw your own conclusions. You know, no. You should actually watch the movie and the prequel, which they're gonna do now. Baller. So then I was like, all right, maybe wokeness is dead. Maybe we are making good things again. So I tried it. I tried K-pop Demon Hunter. That was also much more entertaining than anything else going on in the world right now, because everyone is insane that's a public figure. Everyone that has a podcast is insane. We all saw a man get shot in the neck, and all we were ever doing was following a TikTok algorithm, being like, oh, what do we say next? Oh, what do we say next? And now we're 2 weeks away out of that, and we're gone. We're already, the government shutting down. The government shutting down. Fine, you win. You fucking win. God, you needy fuck. I don't know what your deal is today, but you just want it, don't you? Do you want the government to shut down, Jerry? Oh, you don't care? Like the rest of us? All right. So the wrestling match is set up. Democrats versus Republicans. Who's going to win this one? Well, the Democrats, they're going to go to a meeting. Dude, you can't stand there and do that. That's the problem. You're like standing here and panting. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't like that. It's weird. It's bugging me. It's making it hard for me to do my show. Just go lay on the fucking bed. 9 o'clock. Why you got so much energy? Did I not give you enough today? So, back to wrestling. The Democrats. So there's a thing called a CR, which is a continuing resolution. Essentially, it's a bunch of bullshit where everybody goes, I know we have differences. Instead of fixing anything, let's just keep going. The only people like left in Congress that are against this are like staunch Republican libertarian types like Rand Paul. Everyone else is always like, let's just do this thing and then we can just keep getting paid. All of our aides and people can keep getting paid and we don't have people yelling at us about how we're ruining their lives. So the Republicans and the Democrats. So here's the thing. The Republicans were like, we need to start doing real legislation and not these CRs. And Democrats are like, okay. And so they're like discussing shit, right? And then the Republicans, according to them, the Republicans were like, guys, we need 7 extra weeks. Figure this whole thing out. We can actually do a real bill. It'll be awesome. But in the meantime, let's do a clean CR. Let's do exactly what we've already been doing. Now, the last time we went down to a government shutdown, the liberals and the Democrats got all like upset at the Democrats. The liberals got upset at the Democrats because they didn't like stop the government or whatever. And like, this is wrestling. So like, do something interesting or go home. Yeah, I get it. This time around, they're like, we're not doing the CR. Republicans are like, oh, really? Well, then you're the ones closing the government. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's ever cared. And then the Republicans are like, all right, we'll meet with you. Trump will meet with you when we're on vacation. Because again, like this is happening. Like they're going to close the government down, but they're not there. Okay. So that's Donald Trump voted in a second time, drain the swamp. Congress is discussing how they might shut the government down. It's open right now, but they're not currently there. They'll be back on Monday. So there's that part of it. Then Trump is like, you know what? You guys just want like all this liberal shit, and I don't want to give you none of it. So I'm canceling this meeting. I'm mad at you, and I want to blame you harder than you blame me. And I think this meeting might be bad for me, or somebody else told me so. And then everybody's like, why did he cancel the meeting? This isn't fair. We're standing right here. We're ready to meet with you. This isn't fair. Why did Daddy cancel the meeting? And then Daddy Trump was like, I canceled the meeting because when you guys close down the government, we're getting rid of every single person that's ever worked at the White House. every human being that is currently working at the White House will never have a job again. We're trying to make sure that anybody in the executive branch gets rid of people permanently during this shutdown. So that when you think, we're just going to do a government shutdown, you're actually shutting the government down. We're going to actually fire people. So Linda, with her $28 an hour, she says her boyfriend works remotely 4 days out of the week. Yeah, we're going to fire her. She's not allowed to be the chef's aide remotely anymore. There's no longer a chef's aide. The chef has to do his own schedule. Oh, wait, I don't know what? No chef either. Chef's gone now, too. Want to keep talking, Democrats? I'll keep getting rid of people while you guys shut it down. And the Democrats are like, what? How does that? What? And then that's where we're at. And so they have until Tuesday at midnight. Otherwise, oh my God, the government shuts down. And nobody will ever, oh no, what will we do? The world is fucking ending. We are heavily TikTok brain to the fucking maxes. And it's unfortunate because we already went through the COVID era. I had a beautiful fiance during the COVID era, an amazing $3,000 full bred fucking wiener dog from birth. We birthed it. I had the whole family thing. We even left New York and moved to fucking Orlando. Christmas in Florida, go watch it. Made other sketches, short film. Everything was fun. But again, that life, the life without the TikTok brain, the life where you're not doing the same thing every day, that wasn't great either. The fantasy of going and living off in the woods or doing permanent vacations from Key West or fucking driving across the country to fucking California. It wasn't great either. And I don't think it was the company. I think the company was great. I think the experience of it, I will never fucking forget. But here we are, back at it, back at the grind. I don't want a job. I don't want to have to sit here and talk to you about whatever's going on with our TikTok brains for the day. Oh, the government might shut down. Did you see that Donald Trump said blah, blah, blah? Did you see that they're going to get... Oh, there was another shooter. This time they engraved that they hated ICE this time. And then people are like, well, then that person did it. That wasn't really real. He shot a foreigner. He didn't shoot an ICE officer. I'm done. But also, what is there to go to? Because the COVID era was great. The let go of the internet, just go live remotely, all that. It was great, but it was bullshit too. I don't want to go build a cabin and shit in a porta potty I've dug out myself. I'm not I'm doing that. And even if I was doing that, what's that guy doing? He's doing it as a YouTube channel. The world is gone, man. You can't just go for a swim and then get out of the water and be like, all right, cool. That's life. Life's awesome. No, because you now know that cell phones exist. And at some point you will go back to the internet and then you'll be like, oh my God, you see they're going to shut down the government. It never ends. It's always shutting the government down too. Now we're preemptively investing as a government in other companies. Before 2008 happened, everybody gets shit on, and then they're actually banks though, people in Wall Street and stuff, you guys don't have to suffer. Everybody else go to the food bank. But we're gonna bail you out, Morgan Stanley. We're gonna bail you out, Chase. We're gonna bail you out. All of you that are involved with Epstein's Island, we're going to bail you all out. Just like we did after the Nazis in World War II. We're going to bail you all out. Now we've bailed all those people out, and then they're like, oh, what are we going to do next? Well, now we're going to buy Detroit. We're going to basically buy the entire city of Detroit, every company in it, and at one point, the government is going to own more of GM than GM owns of GM or that anyone owns of GM. 61% of GM owned by the government. So essentially, GM becomes government, which is why Joe Biden was always driving around with fucking Jeep Cherokees and shit, sitting around during the COVID era whenever he was doing a speech. It was like they had to publicly endorse the fact that their company, they're trying to lift them out of the ground. But now we're investing in companies that aren't even hurting, like preemptively to be like, oh, well, because of AI, we want to own 10% of Intel. Okay, but you're not going to like sell it. You're not like bailing someone out and going to sell it to a private investor later. You're just wanting to hold 10% of the equity of the private company from the get-go because it's a national security concern. It sounds very similar to the capitalism that's happening in communist China, where you start a company, the company gets really big, goes public, and when it goes public, 10% of it goes to the CCP. How is this any different? How is the Intel 10% buyout any different? It's not. It's not any different. I'm fucking lost on this, guys. I'm sad. I'm lost. I thought South Park was going to save us, and it was just more slop. It was more slop. Everything's slop. AI slop disappeared in a matter of minutes. Google is going to hurt. They're like doing like the VO3 now for Google, $250 a month, unlimited. That's how quickly that changed. None of us are interested in the technology. We all look at it like it's garbage already. It was a fad. A giant turd of a fad is what we put 20 to 30% of the entire capital of the country in. We were like, you know what? We don't like, you know, we built factories. Well, now we just want to build stupid fucking software that does 8-second videos that looks like you're a stand-up comedian, but actually it's robots. And we can post it all over the internet and everybody will go, whoa, this is really close to reality for like a week. And then we'll be done. And then we'll just be like, please keep buying this. I don't know what else to do if you guys don't keep buying this. Oh, wait, we're Google. Will never fail. There's an antitrust case against us, and it doesn't matter. Amazon losing an antitrust case today. That was hilarious. Also hilarious because it's the biggest payout to the FTC ever. What's the FTC doing with that money? Does every single person that ever got a Prime subscription within the first year get a check? Because apparently this FTC fine is for over $50,000 per violation. So I would like even half of mine, please. If you could, please, I will show you the Prime subscription. Give me $25,000 for it, please. And then when the FCC does that, I can redisperse that money to the multiple people that are on the Amazon Prime account that could have possibly signed it up to begin with. We'll all end up with like over $1,000. Like over like $3,000 each, at least. Probably like $5,000. Probably like four of us. It's like $5,000 each. 4 or 5 of us, $5,000 each. Yeah. I want fucking $5,000. Remember Trump like gave us those checks during the stimulus and he was like, you need another stimulus. Here's your stimulus. And then Nancy Pelosi gave us like the weakest one of all. Well, Trump, like, if you want to stimulate the economy, give us this FTC money from the fucking Amazon thing. Because that's like, what else are you doing with it? You going to put it into ICE again? They're getting shot. The ice places are getting shot. What are we going to do? Bubble them? I mean, here's the thing with ICE is that, like, it's kind of like the Charlie Kirk, Jimmy Fallon thing. Because Charlie Kirk is dead, so the story can only last as long as our attention span to allow it. Same thing with ICE. ICE, at some point, is going to get rid of the immigrants. And then we don't need ICE. So hurry up and just get rid of the fucking immigrants so that we can stop having ICE. Because Nobody's for this. It's weird. Like, who is it that even did it? Was it Joe Rogan? Oh no, Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis stepping up, telling the fucking ICE to knock it off with the Homeland Security, knock it off with the Pokemon catch 'em all memes and shit. And it's like, yeah, just do the job. Just do the fucking job. And if you're gonna have social media as a Homeland Security, you guys should be like a lot more like a lot less cool. Like, don't be cool. Being cool as Homeland Security is gay as fuck. If you're Homeland Security, that should be like a ruthless Instagram account where you fucking film people with a floodlight on them after you catch them. You're like, where'd we find you? What's your name? Say hello to our Instagram followers. Ask them to subscribe. And they slap them in the face and shut off the camera in the end. That's better than the catch 'em all weird thing that we're doing here. My dog also, here's the thing with the dog too. And if he just started doing this whole thing where he has to like come and sit next to me with it. But he gets anxiety whenever anybody talks out loud. I'm not giving him Xanax. I'm not doing the bullshit. I'm just being like, be a normal dog. And I'm like trying to encourage him with positivity and stuff. But like, this fucking retard. Yeah, talking about you. I don't even know if you can see him because I don't know if you can see bottom. But I mean, Jerry, do we want to ask questions about Jerry? Jerry is inside for today. It's been removed. Hi, Jerry. What is the what's your favorite treat? His favorite treat is rawhides with peanut butter wrapped in them, and they're dry, right? Dry peanut butter wrapped in a rawhide. When do you wake up? Oh, don't be shy about it now. This motherfucker not even answering the question. This motherfucker wakes up at 4:30 in the morning barking at people through this window. And I feel too bad to like put the window down because it's like, your dog. The thing you care about the most is the window. So I don't want to like isolate the window away from him. But at the same time, I'm like, motherfucker, every morning. And then I'm like, no, but I should get up. This should actually happen. This is how we should be. Guys, this is episode 99. I feel so fucking sad. I wanted South Park to fix this shit for us. Even Kimmel, it would have been fine. Like if they would have taken out that middle section about how he's like, oh, Trump's the fucking devil. And next one, Israel, Palestine, ISIS. It's all the same bullshit. The one thing that is interesting, though, is that, like, every once in a while, somebody will bring up Epstein or some shit with Epstein. Apparently, they're going to, like, vote on the bill. They're going to, like, try to get it back up on the board and do it now. And there was an election, I think, in Arizona or Texas, where a daughter, like, was elected in place of her dad's seat in the House. And so now they think they have enough Democrats with Republicans to do this whole release the files shit. It's very interesting that birthday book came out like the day before Charlie Kirk got assassinated. None of us on the internet had enough time with that birthday book. But at the same time, I don't think any of us understand the birthday book. The birthday book blows holes in my entire world to levels I can't even understand. The concept of it being fake is like the easiest thing because then it makes sense. But the fact that like no one, like hardly anybody, and there are multiple sources that have verified that it's happening, including Ghislaine Maxwell that said that she commissioned it and did this book for his 50th birthday. So it's a reality. The book is a reality. And the estate releases the book. But the book, man, maybe that's what I'll do for the 100th episode. That's what we'll do tomorrow, because that sounds fun. We'll look at every single page of the book, and we'll use Gemini AI or some AI enhancement to explain to us the political ramifications of each one of them and what these billionaires are worth and how they were tied to Jeffrey Epstein in whatever way. We'll see if it gets blocked or what happens, but that seems more interesting than being like, oh my God, another government shutdown. Oh my God, did you guys hear he's going to get rid of the AIDS? He's going to get rid of some AIDS. And I don't know how to sit here and rant or like give a shit about any of these issues anymore. It's like Donald Trump's like, oh no, I told Israel not to do the West Bank anymore. No, they're not allowed to do that one. Nope, said no to that one because we're done now. But then he's like, oh yeah, Ukraine, you want all the fucking helicopters? Here you go. The entire set of Apocalypse Now. Let's go. It's fucking, I don't know. None of this is boring. It's bullshit. Because like somebody literally and for real got killed. And everyone in the media sphere, everyone in the world, every podcaster is just like, did you see that? And just like completely, even the people from Turning Point, just like they're doing fucking on the ground news like about like Paris and shit and homeless. And I'm like, well, life moves on. Charlie says life moves on. Like, this was a 9/11 style event. It really was. Especially with all the stories tied to it and connected, whether you're on one side or the other, it did affect you in that way. And to be like, oh, was the government shut down? Stop. You got Gavin Newsom and fucking Kamala Harris still saying the same bullshit, being like, we need to revolt. We need to revolt. It's like, great. And then another retard's going to shoot up another ICE facility. And then guess what happens every time that happens? Like, the conspiracy theories start from your side of being like, oh, they orchestrated it so that they can stifle our free speech. I need to speak out again anyway. And then you speak out more aggressively, and then another retard does this again. And the more that they do this, the more the other side genuinely gets scared. And even though they started as the people that endorsed the third-party candidate that let RFK in, that were free speech advocates, that got an interview on Joe Rogan, they'll very quickly, as he's already threatening the right back on him, they'll very quickly become the tyrants and the stiflers that you keep crying wolf about. And when they do, we'll be so fucking far gone from it, the rest of us, we'll be like, yeah, just shut them up. At this point, they've shot up 77 schools, they've murdered 88 ICE officers, and we've had 18 bills in Congress about it. Maybe it's time for the town square. That's probably where this is going. But before that, I think that most reality is like every white person is just going to like fucking do some racist video about a city being like, do you see this halal cart? It wasn't here before, and now it's here. And when they do that shit, and we get that all riled up everywhere, and then nobody's making any fucking money, tent city and fucking Paris, tent city everywhere, basically, because these motherfuckers do not care. They don't care about any of us. You can see that by the Charlie Kirk situation. But they're going to keep feeding the machine until it dies out. There is an interesting thing with like a bunch of military leaders from a bunch of different nations all getting together next week in one of the craziest orchestrations of different military leaders ever orchestrated. That's a weird sideline story. And that's happening on the backs of them most likely closing the government. Every pundit, every person in DC saying, if they close the government, this is fucking lights out for a while. Because that means that the CR is not going to be this situation. It means that the polarization of both sides is going to be the negotiating tactic. And I think that probably leans to the advantage of the Democrats because, hey, hustle it the fuck up. If you're 7 weeks away from a bill that worked for both sides, Mike Johnson, then figure it out in the next 7 weeks while the government is shut down. Doesn't seem like Donald Trump minds. Seems like he just wants to fire everybody. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired. It'll be the Democrats' fault if everybody gets fired. Good. Just turn the light off and be done. Because none of this is fun. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for people watching the show. None of this is fun anymore. We're just fucking slopping our slop. Or nom, 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 nom. Charlie Kirk. The fucking government talking shutdown. No. If the government shuts down, the world will end. And unlike the 18 times they said that in the 90s during Newt Gingrich, I mean it. And it's not severe. Those might, like, maybe they just shut the lights off and we all go home. Because they don't seem to want to work together. They want to seem to still be talking about how the other side is violent or they're violent or whoever's violent. And nobody is talking about, like, coming to conclusions. The purpose of politics is to evade violence. Instead of violence, we are political. That was why it was invented. So we didn't just go out and fucking shoot each other in the head. We decided to, be political. But instead, they're just bitching on TikTok in there while the world shoots each other's in the head. And then they just sit there and say, well, my side's not wrong. Your side's not wrong. Shut the government down. Shut these fools up. They're not politicians. They're stupid reality TV stars. And we need to get rid of WCW and find a new network immediately. You hear me, Trump? New network, as in like your entire cabinet, like Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, the fucking weird guy that does the Treasury stuff, like FCC guy, all these. Get them out! So when you fire them all. Let's start with a whole new draft. It's the fall, a whole new lineup. It'll be great. And as far as Congress goes, we can just keep the lights off forever. And we'll just let you do whatever you need to do as a tyrant. And the end. As long as Jimmy Kimmel can stay on the air, as long as he's on ABC, everything will be okay. Free speech forever, Jimmy Kimmel forever, and go ahead and be a dictator. I'll watch the monologue of Jimmy Kimmel, and he'll tell me how you're a dictator, and we'll all just keep laughing until you really are. No! This is not activism. This is insanityism. Please, guys, we got to stop this.